sad, depressed, and mad because this should never happen like this.
Tonight, Sean Long says he and his family fear they will never get justice for the death of his grandson, 13-year-old Karone Blake. Early Saturday, around 4 a.m., police say a man who lives on this block of Quincy Street Northeast confronted the 7th grader for allegedly breaking into cars. After what police describe as an interaction, the man shot and killed Karone.
Everybody is like, what is he doing out at 4 a.m.? Like, would y'all feel better if it was at 4 p.m.? A crime is a crime. And that's just that. He took my baby.
13 years old, you shouldn't be outside. You shouldn't be outside. Man, they right. They right. You shouldn't be outside. But that don't give you the right to kill nobody.
Black. If I would have killed the white boy on that street, they would have put me under the jail.
People here also wanted to know who pulled the trigger.
I don't understand why y'all are protecting his name and saying it's going to breach the investigation.
This ain't time for Florida. This is Washington, D.C. And who killed Karone Blake is a black George Zimmerman.
We're not releasing the name at this time because this is an active criminal investigation. If there were circumstances where we needed the public's help in helping, their help to identify the individual, of course, absolutely, we probably put pictures out.
Warning. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107.
Hey, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about current events. Let's talk about the things you don't see on regular TV. So join us on BG Time. Oh, so join us on BG Time. Oh, so join us on BG Time. BG Time, yeah, yeah. BG Time.
Every time I speak, I want to shiver. I don't want them to be like they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it.
Me, I'll go clean it up, brother. I'm so low. Or with my peoples. I'm going to make sure I clean it up, baby. It's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. How y'all doing? That lip gloss popping. That little sticky lip gloss popping. I think I put a little too much gloss on. But I'm liking it. Give that little darkness to it. That little darkness. I'm not in the dark. But I do like it. I hope y'all like it too. But we got a show, as you can see. I know y'all just saw that first clip, baby. I know you just saw the first clip. If you just now seeing that, I actually posted it like around 7 o'clock. I posted at 7 o'clock. That same exact clip. So we got some things to get into. For those that have been watching my show like for the last couple years, then you will know that this story happened 2 years ago. The verdict just now coming out. So that's why we are revisiting this show. I mean, it's a fly, y'all. I can't stand flies. I mean, I really need to sit at the computer at nighttime with a fly swat. I got kids, they be leaving the door open when they be trying to let Chewy out and everything. And then flies get in here. And I just need to be sitting next to the fly swat. Because the minute all these lights is on in here, I mean, I use a lot of lights. So with all these lights on, Baby, he on the computer screen right now. I missed him. All right, y'all. Y'all done heard enough about Tennille and this fly. Yeah, I'm Tennille when we talking about bugs. If we talking about any type of bug, I'm Tennille. And I can't stand them. All right, y'all. Let's get into the show because when I tell you I got so much to show y'all tonight, we got a lot of clips to go over. But when I tell y'all, you don't want to miss not a one of them. You don't want to miss not one clip. And the Karone Blake, which is who we was just talking about, and who the first clip of the night is about. Baby, we got doorbell ring footage. Okay? We got doorbell ring footage. So you definitely want to stick around for that story. We're talking about the two helpers. Dummies, helpers, whichever one y'all want to call them. We're going to talk about them. The man that was in North Carolina that escaped. I covered that story. He escaped from the hospital. From the hospital. We was all trying to figure out how he got out the shackles and got away from two officers. Well, his sister, and I'm going to call it his girl, but they ain't confirmed it. So everything is allegedly on PGT time and explicit language. But yeah, so his girl, as we gonna call her, both of them done got locked up. They both bonded out, but now they could be charged. Well, they are being charged. So they got to come back to court. So we're gonna talk about that. And we also gonna talk about the relative. We found out that it was the relative that shot and killed one of his relatives. They're not saying if it's an uncle, if it's a cousin, they ain't saying none of that. But what they are saying is that it was because of a video game. Yes, a video game. So we got so much to cover tonight. So let's go ahead and get started, baby. Let's see who are in the chat. Hey, Carmen. Happy belated birthday to Carmen. Woo, woo. Yeah, she was living it up, baby, living it up. Hey, Josette, how are you, boy? Hey, Miss Joyce, how are you, Miss Joyce? Thank you for joining from the ATL, baby, from the ATL. And the rest of y'all, put where y'all watching from. We'll go ahead and post it. We'll post it. We'll let everybody know that PGT time is all around the world, baby, all around the world, okay? So let's go ahead and get started, y'all, with this first clip. We are going to get into the video game. We're going to get into the video game first. Here we go.
Literally turned deadly. A deadly shooting, in fact, in Crowley. And now a Tarrant County mom is mourning the loss of her teen son.
Yeah, police are telling us it was a 16-year-old shot in the chest, and it was all because of a video game. The gunman, said to be 35 years of age. The bizarre case has caught the attention of people all across North Texas. Amelia McGavro tonight, learning more about what happened.
Crowley police now have a 35-year-old man in jail accused of shooting and killing a 16-year-old. And they say the bizarre reason for the shooting was due to smack talking while playing video games. Crowley police say 35-year-old Devin Jones was playing video games with 16-year-old Tavion Swindle. According to the arrest affidavit, during the gameplay, words were exchanged commonly associated with smack talking. Jones then pulled a gun out and placed it against Tavion's chest, and the firearm discharged, striking Tavion in the chest. Police say this all happened in Jones's home on the 1200 block of Celeste Street in Crowley, and also say Jones left the home with the gun and got rid of his cell phone all after the shooting. I spoke to Tavion's mom briefly over the phone, who tells me Jones is actually related to her son, which was not expressed in the police report, and also claims Jones was the one to call 911 after the shooting. We also spoke to Michelle Morgan with One Safe Place, which is a crime prevention agency.
Based off of what we know at this point in time and what the family has told us, it doesn't really fit that sort of pattern.
Morgan admits there are still a lot of unanswered questions about what led up to the shooting.
From a crime prevention standpoint, that now we have this tragic death of a 16-year-old that could have been preventable. and we just didn't manage a conflict in the family.
Tavion's mother says she called him Tay-Bug, and he was a big teddy bear. She also says he was a star football player and had dreams to either play in the NFL or be an engineer. Tavion was a student at Southwest High School in Fort Worth. The principal says counselors will be available for students and staff who are grieving. In Crowley, Amelia McGalvero, CBS News, Texas.
You mean tell me you 35 years old and you ain't got nothing better to do? The way this world going right now. This is what you got time to do, is sit with these kids and play these games. And somebody else was there. Somebody else was there. It wasn't just the two of them. But you mean to tell me at the age of 35, this is what you got time to do? If this is what you got time to do, I suggest you go find a job. A second, third, fourth job, whichever one. Find a business to do. You don't have time to sit here and play games with these kids. You wasn't a daddy. Now, if you playing with your son, I'm all for it. You playing with your son and his friends, I'm not all for it. Let your son have his time with his friends. Now that I got him out the way, we're going to get into the young man just as well. Because I had some issues. Rest in peace to this young man. Rest in peace to this young man. But he was a teen. So let's get into this next clip. And we're going to talk about what I got to say about this young man. Rest in peace, baby boy.
Moments ago, the father of the 16-year-old boy says it was a family friend who shot and killed his son over a video game. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. 16-year-old Tavion Swindell was at that family friend's home when police say 35-year-old Devon Jones shot him in the chest during a round of smack talk while they were playing a video game. Swindell was set to start his first season on varsity for Southwest High School in the Fort Worth ISD. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager live tonight with more on this story. Peyton.
Steve, and Tavion Swindell just turned 16 last month, and he just started his first week of his junior year at high school here in Fort Worth. His father sat down with me this evening, and he calls his son's death senseless, and now is planning the teenager's funeral.
Like I said, I'm just lost. It hasn't really came to me.
Henry Gary is now grieving the loss of his only son, 16-year-old Tavion Swindell. Swindell was a junior at Southwest High School in Fort Worth ISD, gearing up for his first season on varsity football.
I was going to make a point to make every game because I played high school football myself, so I can only imagine how excited he was.
On August 18th, Crowley police say 35-year-old Devon Jones shot and killed the teenager following an argument over a video game. It happened at Jones's home in Crowley, a suburb south of Fort Worth.
I don't know what his issue is. I don't even know the guy.
A place Gary tells Fox 4 his son has visited many times before.
What 35-year-old man? I'm not going to even actually call him a man because, for one, you shouldn't have been around them kids while they was playing games. No way.
Court documents say the two were smack-talking and words began to escalate. Jones then allegedly pulled out a gun and shot Swindell in the chest. Police say Jones told a witness, another teenager at the home, quote, not to call the cops before taking off. Jones left with the murder weapon and later ditched his cell phone, according to investigators. Swindell was taken to JPS Hospital and later died.
We finally went inside and they said they wanted the family of Tavion to sit in a certain area to talk to the chaplain. That's when I knew.
Crowley police posted a photo of Jones's Lincoln Town car they pulled from flock cameras in the area. Jones was arrested on Monday with the help of Fort Worth police.
You're a grown man, you should put yourself in better positions. If you're that angry, you shouldn't have never been there.
And Steve, investigators didn't go into detail on how they tracked down Jones, only saying that they used phone records of family members and also those flock cameras. He remains in the Tarrant County Jail this evening. He's charged with murder and tampering with evidence.
Okay, so we got one more clip on this. Because, I mean, it doesn't matter what this little boy said to him. It does not matter at all. He did not deserve to die. Let's say that. He does not deserve to get a gun pulled out on him and shot to death. I want to make that very, very clear. But at the same time, if you was raised like from a little kid, like maybe your first words was shit. Damn. You know, stuff like that. And your mom and them let you continuously cuss, laugh, kiki, even into your teen years, still cussing. Mom and them ain't got no problem with it. Get older, you grown, still cussing around mom and them. They ain't got no problem with it. People like that, I can understand. Because it is a cycle, a repeated cycle in a family. Now for y'all that was growing up like me, where you better not say a cuss word. Now you may say it around your friends, but I don't care if you at your friend's house. If a grown-up comes inside and you lock eyes with the grown-up, you better not say a cuss word. And if your child is hanging around people like that, who mom and them don't care if they cuss and do whatever they got to do and want to do, you need to stop your child from hanging around. Because something like this can happen. I'm just saying. Don't nobody want no teenager, kid, whatever, infant, baby. Let your baby start cussing. And you one of them folks that don't believe in cussing for little kids. Baby, the baby probably get beat down. Who you cussing at? We act a fool when they get to screaming extra loud when they crying. You know? That right there. Will piss you off. I'm just saying. So let's get into this third video. Why do we have a third video? Because we want to be nosy. And we want to know what this little boy said. And Miss Peachy did some research. And I got the clip. Here we go. Now, I ain't got the clip with him cussing him out. Let me say that first. I ain't got that clip. But the news that came and provided us with some of the information. Not all, but some of the things that were said. So here we go.
18-year-old was shot in the chest during an argument over a video game. Hello and good evening. I'm Steve Eager. The 35-year-old suspect is charged with murder. The shooting happened in Crowley, just south of Fort Worth. Fox 4's Dion Anglin is in Tarrant County with more on what happened. Dion.
Hi there. Well, the 35-year-old man is charged with murder and tampering with evidence. Police say he tried to hinder the investigation by doing away with his cell phone and the murder weapon.
35-year-old Devin Jones is charged with murder and tampering with evidence. Crowley police say he shot and killed a 16-year-old boy during an argument over a video game. Investigators say the victim is Tavion Swindell. Several social media posts by the teenager's family members include photos of him and messages expressing outrage over the killing they call senseless. Court documents indicate the shooting happened Sunday at a home on Celeste Street in the suburban city south of Fort Worth. Jones and the teen victim were playing a video game. The affidavit says during the gameplay, words were exchanged, commonly associated with smack talking. The document states, as things continued to escalate, Jones indicated he needed to leave. That's when Tavion said, "I can't wait to play the game," and beat expletives. Jones responded, saying, "You can't even beat my expletive, little boy." And Tavion replied, "Who can't?" At that point, the investigator says Jones pulled a gun out and placed it against Tavion's chest, and the firearm discharged, striking Tavion in the chest. He died despite first responders' efforts to save him. The affidavit states there was a witness at the home, and after the shooting, Crowley police posted on social media a photo of a car they said was connected to Jones. They also used other tools in their search for the Lincoln Town car. On Monday, Jones was arrested with the assistance of Fort Worth police.
And records show that Jones is behind bars with a combined total bond of $260,000. That's the very latest. Back to you all.
All right, Deion.
That's a very low bond to me. He need to be at 500,000 and above. I say $1 million. Because he don't need to be back out on the street. If he is killing kids off a video game, what will he do to us? He will take us out, baby, just by saying excuse me the wrong way. We'll be gone. We'll be gone. Male and female. We ain't got nothing coming. And if the story went just like that, of course something happened before that. I'm sure it just didn't happen just like that. It happened like that in that moment, I believe. But something else was said before that. And for him to just pull out his pistol, his musketeer, just because he said, who can't? Who can't? He better go somewhere. That's what he wanted to say. But all right, y'all. That's the end of that one. We are now about to go into the helpers. The helpers. Shout out to my helpers. Shout out to my helpers. We had some helpers over here at PGT Time. Shout out to Angel Johnson. Shout out to Tasha Caldwell. And shout out to Nikki House and everybody else, because there was so many people that posted. So thank y'all. We posted that we were trying to find Easy Money. He is a white rapper. And he sounds like he is up there with Eminem. Just like us. Just like us. He has been on Vlad TV several times. Y'all know I do not care for Vlad at all. And I did tell him that because I did talk to him over the phone. Yes, I did. The helpers, they did their thing. And I put my twist on it. And before you know it, I was on the phone talking to Easy Money. Easy Money and his girlfriend will be coming on the show. So I'm excited about that. And they will be coming on September the 9th. September the 9th. So make sure y'all tune in. It is on a Monday. It will be explicit language to the 10th power because I will be playing his music. He's that good. He's that good. He's a rapper. He is that good. He will be coming on PGT Time on a Monday. We will be playing his music. I will let y'all know as well at the start of the show that it is explicit language. So if some of y'all just can't take all that, you might want to go to, watch one of my previous shows. Do that. Okay? Because it's going to be explicit language all that. Now, I'm going to tell Mama Peach don't even tune in. I'm telling her don't even tune in. Flat out. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into the helpers. The helpers that was crazy and ignorant, and I don't know what they was thinking. Sometimes I think these dudes go for the ones that got the mental health issues. The one that just can't take it. And they just do anything you tell them to do because they feel like you love them. And they just want to be around you so much, and they just want to have a man, and they want to say they got a man. They want to be able to tell their friends, I got a man too. Let's get into this. This is helper number one. This is helper number one. North Carolina, y'all. We're gonna go to North Carolina, get on y'all bikes or in the Uber if you ain't got a ride. Because here we go.
We are now seeing the woman accused of helping convicted murderer Ramon Alston during his escape last week. Good evening, I'm Liz Ortiz.
Everybody, I'm Russ Bowen. Jacobia Crisp appeared in court just a couple of hours ago. CBS 17's Ben Bugman is live for us tonight. And what's the latest, Ben? It was a quick appearance today for Jacobia Crisp as she posted bond shortly after her arrest on Friday. So today she walked into the courthouse, and shortly after, within minutes, she walked out with family members. Chris, can you tell us why you helped Ramon? No. Jacobia Crisp refusing to answer questions as she walks out of court this afternoon, accused of helping Ramon Alston during his run from the law. Crisp flanked by family members, including a man who identified himself as her grandfather.
She's not allowed to say anything to nobody.
Moments earlier, the 32-year-old was arraigned on charges of aiding and abetting a fugitive and harboring an escapee. Investigators say Crisp began her relationship with Alston several months ago, mostly by phone. She allegedly drove the escapee around, but officials didn't say where to and from. Alston had also been staying under a female's name at the hotel where he was captured. Crisp arrested at her Burlington home on Friday, but quickly posted a $30,000 bond. Authorities say Crisp has no record other than minor traffic offenses. Her LinkedIn page says she most recently worked as a local pharmacy technician. All this as Alston serves a life sentence for the 2015 murder of a 1-year-old baby, Malia Williams, shot in a drive-by on Christmas Day.
Did you check this house?
Alston escaped custody after arriving at the UNC Hospital's Hillsborough campus last Tuesday for a scheduled medical appointment.
Now, one of the charges Chris faces carries up to 39 months behind bars. The other one carries up to 24 months behind bars. She's ordered to have no contact with Alston, and she's scheduled to make her next appearance in court on September 13th.
Okay, y'all. Two things. Either Crisp, which is the young lady, either she got true mental health issues, or her self-esteem is so low. Completely low. And by the smirk she was given when Grandpa blurted out, she ain't even answered no questions. The smirk she was giving me mental health issues. Because I don't see nothing funny. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what was you thinking. Like, literally, what was you thinking? This man done killed a baby. Purposely? Probably not. I think it was like he was shooting at somebody else. Allegedly. And the baby got shot in the house. So, my thing is, what makes you think y'all finna run off and have this fantastic life? And you just riding him around, which means you dropped him off. You dropped him off. So, y'all had no plans of running into the sunset and living this fairy tale life because you dropped him off. Who can you be? I mean, was you trying to get a little quick in? I'm trying to figure out, y'all. Yes, Carmen. Yes. Like, what makes you think you was really going to get away with this young lady? What job was he going to get to provide for y'all? Tell me. You was just going to take care of him, go to work every day? You paid all the bills just so he could lay up in your house as a escapee from the prison for killing somebody? You know, sometimes you have to talk to these ladies like this, Carmen. You have to try to make them. I don't think she could ever understand how I feel. I can't even make her understand. Like, that was the most ignorant thing that you could have ever done. And then the sister said, baby, I'm on board too. This heifer. Now, this sister that I'm finna play, she needs to be locked up. She shouldn't have had no bond. You can't even follow the rules I'm not saying nothing. That's why I showed that your other young lady first. They told her, don't say nothing to the reporters. Walk in, walk out. That's exactly what she did. She followed the rules, the instructions that was given to her. But nah, not us. Not us. We got to say something. We got to say something. Here we go.
Details tonight about a second woman accused of helping convicted killer Ramon Alston during his escape in Orange County. Thanks for being here. I'm Liz Ortiz.
And I'm Russ Bowen. Thank you for being with us. 43-year-old Monique Brady was arrested yesterday. She's the escapee's sister, and we have learned she's a former cheer coach and teacher in the Orange County school system.
CBS 17's Ben Boken joins us live from the Orange County Courthouse with what we know so far. Ben.
Already posting a $30,000 bond, Monique Brady is accused of helping her brother, Ramon Alston, during his escape. Now, I spoke with Brady this afternoon one-on-one. She told me that she just wants the accurate story to get across. She's worried about defamation, so she still wouldn't give any details about this escape.
Accused accomplice Monique Brady leaving court today amid a flurry of questions. Brady struggling to stay silent, a person with her placing a hand over her mouth to keep her quiet.
No, I'm not.
Brady is charged with aiding and abetting a fugitive and harboring an escapee, which are both felonies. The sheriff speaking with us today, but still declining to get into specifics.
There are a lot of details that may come out that are not clear to us right now. To say that we had enough to take these people into custody is absolute.
Orange County Schools confirming Brady taught and spent time as a cheerleading coach in the district until 2022. Her LinkedIn shows she worked in a similar role with Chapel Hill Carborough. Brady tells us off camera she no longer works in public service, but wouldn't say what she does now. Brady joins the other accused accomplice in this case, 32-year-old Jacobia Crisp. Crisp, arrested at her home in Burlington, faces the same charges. Authorities telling us she drove Alston around during the escape.
Ms. Crisp, can you tell us why you helped Ramon? No.
And like Brady, Crisp refusing to answer questions after her court appearance on Monday. The search for Alston coming to a dramatic end on Friday with his capture at a hotel in Kannapolis, where he was staying under a female's name.
Did you check this house?
He escaped custody when he arrived at the UNC Hospital's Hillsborough campus in a prison transport van for a scheduled medical appointment. Alston is serving a life sentence for the Christmas Day murder of 1-year-old Malia Williams in 2015.
Now, Brady is scheduled to be back in court on September 13th, but the district attorney tells me she will not be in person for that appearance. The only conditions that are required of her while she's out on bond is to have no contact with Ramon Alston and no contact with Jacobia Crisp. We're live here in Hillsborough. Ben Boken, CBS 17 News.
All right, Ben, thank you.
I'm telling you. Something going on with these people. They cannot be human. They cannot be human. This man, that mean he done been in there for a minute. He already sentenced. A life sentence on top of that. And you mean to tell me this man was able to convince you to come pick him up? Come pick you up and take you to the police station? You don't want to get in the car with me. You gonna have to take me out of here. Because I'm not finna be fooling with you and riding around with you. They need more time. They need more time. 24 months, that ain't nothing. They need more time than that. I'm sorry, they need more time. I ain't gonna say they need life. I'm not gonna say they need life. But they need more time. They need to be learned to listen. And they need some help while they in there. Don't just lock them up. Get them some help. How in the world is she a teacher and she can't even follow instructions herself? Who is she teaching? Whoever she teaching, they need to be held back. Just for that class. Just for that class. That class only. Goodness gracious. This is crazy to me. All right, y'all. We're going to get into our Monday commercial break. After that, we will be back with the Karone Blake story, which is, I covered this a couple years ago. It may have been a year ago, I covered this. And this was very, very sad. The little boy, he was breaking in cars. Let me read this to y'all first, then we'll go to a commercial break. The jury will now decide the fate of the former DPR employee who worked with an at-risk youth. Now, the DPR employee, that's government, y'all. That's government, okay? I figured that out. It's government job. So that's why they didn't want to give his name at first. That's one of the reasons. So it says Thursday afternoon closing arguments in the murder trial of Jason Lewis wrapped up. The 42-year-old admitted to shooting Karone Blake after the boy and his friends were caught breaking into cars on Quincy Road. That's the issue that I have. And that was the issue that I had. That's all I want to reach out because we got a few clips on this. Because we're gonna go back into time with this story. I don't want to just present to you the trial. The trial is over. Now he's just waiting to be sentenced, and the verdict has came in. So I didn't want to just show y'all the verdict. I wanted to actually show y'all from the beginning what had happened and show y'all the doorbell ring footage. I did not get the chance to show you all the doorbell ring footage before because it wasn't out. But now it is out. And baby, when y'all see this, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. So let's go ahead and get to this commercial break. Y'all make sure y'all stick around for this story. You do not want to miss it. But baby, I broke it down. Here we go. Hey y'all, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Y'all enjoying the show? Is y'all enjoying the show, baby? We are getting it in each and every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We are on Roku TV. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure you follow me on my Facebook pages. And also follow me on Twitch and IG just as well, baby. Each and every Monday. Each and every Monday. Where I'm solo dolo, baby. Unless I got a special guest. But I love y'all so much. It's so important that you share these videos. So please continue to share. I love you all. Bye. All right, y'all. Here we go. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to Karone Blake. Jason Lewis, as far as I'm concerned, can go to hell. Because at the end of the day, wasn't nobody breaking in your car. These neighborhood watch folks need to remember they're not the police. They are not the police. And when y'all hear this verdict, y'all may get a little bit upset. Here we go.
Tough news out of Northeast D.C. A 13-year-old boy shot and killed. It happened around 4 this morning on Quincy Street off Michigan Avenue. This is what we know. A man in a nearby home told police he saw the teen tampering with cars and confronted him. During that confrontation, the man says he fired his gun, striking 13-year-old Karone Blake of Northeast. Police say the man provided CPR to the teen until first responders arrived. The boy was then taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. D.C. homicide detectives are working with the U.S. Attorney's Office to determine what happened and whether that homeowner will face any charges.
Tonight, the family of 13-year-old Karone Blake is grieving his death, while people in the neighborhood where he was shot by an adult are demanding answers.
He had a very high spirit. He was definitely one of the young men who was cheering everybody on, keeping everybody energetic.
Ebony Purvis's son played football with Karone. Teachers describe him as smart and inquisitive, a 7th grader with a lot of potential and a love for books.
If there was any problems, I definitely didn't see any. He definitely had a warm spirit and very energetic.
Around 4 a.m. Saturday, in the shadow of the National Shrine, police say a man who lives here on Quincy Street Northeast told them he saw Karone breaking into cars and confronted him. After some kind of an interaction, shot him. When police arrived, they say the man was giving Karone CPR, but they could not save him.
The situation didn't warrant him to be shot. Serious questions should be brought up. It should be asked.
Yeah, we're all
kind of upset and just, scared. Of course, we just don't know all the facts yet, so it's hard to say whether or not it's justified. Based on what we know now, it doesn't seem that way.
Police have not announced an arrest or any charges or said anything more about what led up to the shooting. Ward 5 council member Zachary Parker said in a statement, no car or material possession is worth a life under any circumstances, and called on MPD and the U.S. Attorney's Office to, quote, hold accountable the individual who took Karone's life. On Tuesday night, Councilmember Parker will bring together representatives from MPD and people from the neighborhood here at the community center, just across the street from where this happened, to try to get them answers to questions he knows they have about this young man's death.
Don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it, y'all. I got y'all. Yes, I do have clips from the meeting with the community. Baby, got a little ugly. Y'all saw part of it if you was watching the first clip. But if you didn't watch the first clip, I got you. But first, I want to read this to y'all. It also says Lewis did not tell the police the night of the incident, but testified in court that he was shot at by someone in that stolen car and was returning fire. In fact, one of his neighbors testified to hearing what sounded like a shot from a rifle. That's a lie. They found the car, and there was no weapons in the car, and Karone did not have any weapons on him. Now, to this day, they still have not found the other two gentlemen that was in the car, the getaway driver and then the other boy. Karone ran towards the man, which his name is Jason Lewis. Karone ran towards him. And while he was running towards him, he said something. And what he said will crush you. And you're going to hear that too. You're going to hear his last words that he said to Jason Lewis. Sad. So sad. But we have to understand that Karone, I think Karone was 12 when it occurred and may have died at 13. I'm not sure, because in one of the things that he said was that he was 12, and y'all gonna see why I say that. But on all the news articles, all that, everything was he was 13 years old. So I want to put that out there. But Karone was out at 4 o'clock in the morning at the age of 12 or 13 years old, which he should have been in the house laying in the bed sleep or sneaking on the phone. That's what kids do around that age, sneaking on the phone. Or they sleep, not out at 4 o'clock in the morning. Do I think that the mother allowed him to go? No. Do I think she said, all right, bye, have a good night? No. I think he snuck out. That's my personal opinion. But let's go ahead and get into the next clip. Like I told y'all, this is leading up to the verdict. Okay? So the clip that y'all just saw was from last year. So we're just leading up to the verdict. The verdict just came out. But I want y'all to get a clear understanding of the story. Here's the next clip.
Sad, depressed, and mad, because this should never happen like this.
Tonight, Sean Long says he and his family fear they will never get justice for the death of his grandson, 13-year-old Karone Blake. Early Saturday, around 4 a.m., police say a man who lives on this block of Quincy Street Northeast confronted the 7th grader for allegedly breaking into cars. After what police describe as an interaction, the man shot and killed Karone. Police say they have no evidence Karone was armed.
13 years old, you shouldn't be outside. You shouldn't be outside. Man, they right. You shouldn't be outside. But that don't give you the right to kill nobody.
Police have not released the name of the man who shot Karone and say the investigation is ongoing. Tonight, in the neighborhood where Karone was killed, flyers are posted that say, we have compiled the names and identities of all homeowners on the street, and we intend to be able to identify Karone's murderer. DC's police chief says that is only making the situation more dangerous.
People are making assumptions and searching for people that are not involved. people are making allegations centered around race, and that is wrong.
Y'all lock us up first, and then y'all worry about everything else later. We got to pay for lawyers. We got to fight for our case, fight for our life. Man, make that man do the same thing. Put that in the jury hands.
Just 3 days after the shooting of Karone Blake, many D.C. residents remain frustrated by an absence of answers.
Our office has fielded many questions, calls, emails, concerns.
Ward 5 Councilmember Zachary Parker organized this meeting to inform residents the best he could, but much of what was said still did not satisfy this crowd. Instead, locals had even more questions. Karone's grandfather wanted to know how such a shooting could even be deemed legal.
I'm black. If I would have killed the white boy on that street, they would have put me under the jail.
People here also wanted to know who pulled the trigger.
I don't understand why y'all are protecting his name and saying it's going to breach the investigation. This ain't time for Florida. This is Washington, D.C. And who killed Karone Blake is a black George Zimmerman.
But police quickly responded they could not say.
We're not releasing the name at this time because this is an active criminal investigation. If there were circumstances where we needed the public's help in helping, their help to identify the individual, of course, absolutely, we probably put pictures out.
All those open questions ultimately led some people to even question MPD's effort so far.
The shooter, a DC government employee. I've seen that somewhere.
Yes.
The shooter is.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm not going to say what agency. I can tell you the employee, like in other cases where we've had an employee accused or charged, that employee is on administrative leave.
Now, I think the only reason why they decided not to tell his identity, because he was working for the government. And like she said, they already knew he was the one that did it. So apparently there was no need for them to let the public know. Now, covering all that little extra stuff up, no. And another reason why I think they did not want the public to know is because they never arrested him and took him into custody. He's out. He was out at that time. So being that he was out, even though he definitely should have been locked up, they decided not to let the public know. They said it wasn't none of y'all business. But I'm just telling you what they said. They said it wasn't none of y'all business. We gonna do things the way we want to do things. That's basically what they saying. So let's get into this next clip, y'all. Let's get into this next clip.
Certainly so. The judge even said that this is exceptionally concerning, the facts of this case. Jason Lewis stood before the judge, handcuffed, wearing a white button-down shirt. He pled not guilty, but she repeatedly said that the government is likely to win its case against him. The judge went on to describe Mr. Lewis as the first aggressor and says he loses his right to self-defense.
The investigation took the amount of time that it needed to take so that we would be at this point.
We're getting our first look at images from surveillance cameras that helped police and prosecutors build their case against Jason Lewis, a 41-year-old father of four and 18-year employee of the Department of Parks and Recreation. This stolen Kia pulls into the 1000 block of Quincy Street just after 3:30 a.m. January 7th. Three young men step out. Police say video shows them trying to break into parked cars. Lewis says the noises wake him up, and he thinks someone's breaking into his home. His Blink camera showing him armed with a gun, stepping out onto his front patio. He yells at the kids. At this point, two are in the car. Karone is a ways away. That's when this image shows Lewis extending his arm to fire a single shot towards that car. Police say Lewis never told them about that when he was interviewed.
That is problematic for me.
After that first shot, prosecutors say Karone started running. This red arrow on this surveillance image shows Karone heading towards Lewis's house. The defense attorney argues Lewis at that point felt threatened. According to court records, Lewis pulled the trigger 3 more times at the running child, who pleads with him repeatedly, saying, I'm a kid. I'm only 12. I'm sorry. Please don't.
So whether, Karone knew or didn't know, that a person was standing there with a gun who he was running at, or, running at a full sprint, maybe Mr. Lewis felt threatened at that point. I mean, I don't know. I can only speculate there. But I think that where things really unraveled, it was just the initial shot that was fired.
And that first shot that was fired really dominated the discussion today in court. The defense attorney says Lewis only had one gun and that has been confiscated. Police, they say they will revoke his concealed carry license. Lewis is back in court February 13th. But Zoe, before I go, I do want to mention one thing that the police chief talked about, and this is our kids who are clearly in crisis and the trauma that is surrounding this whole case. He spoke specifically about the two other young men who were in that getaway car. He says, I don't want to talk about charges. The attorney general can think about that since they are juveniles. But I'm concerned about these young people being in a stolen car at that time of night. What were they doing? They are clearly in trouble, he says. And the chief says, I want to make sure they get the help they need.
That's what you call greedy. This is what happens when you become greedy. You was already in the stolen car. 3 of y'all in the car. It's enough room for the 3 of y'all. Y'all should be kicking it in there until y'all get caught. Until y'all get caught, or until y'all get into an accident. Running from the police. But why do y'all need to go get another car? Like what was the conversation in the car between the 3 of y'all? Who bright idea was it to say, let's go get another stolen car? And it's only 3 of y'all in a stolen car. Who bright idea was this? I mean, is this how the game goes? Get a stolen car, ride in for a little while, and then go find another stolen car because they might be looking for this car? Is this how the game goes? Look. Sorry, y'all. Get on my nerves. But I'm just saying, like, who was the mastermind behind this? And Mr. Jason Lewis need to go to hell. Like, why would you even come out there instead of calling the police first? That's what you should have did, Mr. Lewis. Call 911. His kids out here breaking in cars. You're not a police officer. Why go out there? They ain't even breaking in your car. You trying to protect everybody's car in the neighborhood, and ain't nobody gonna protect your fat ass car. You just did all this for nothing. To go to prison. I really hope you enjoy it. You ain't gotta pay no more bills no more. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to see the footage? The doorbell ring footage. This is, I'm about to show it to you right now. After we watch the doorbell ring footage, you guys will actually get the chance to hear from the mom. I did find a clip of the mom and what she had to say. She had a lot to say. That was her baby. So, yeah, she had a lot to say. She had a lot to say about people like me and y'all. I'm not going to just blame me. Y'all, too. Sitting up here wondering, what was he doing out at 4 o'clock in the morning? Oh, she got something to say about that, too. So, y'all going to hear all that. So, and then after that, you're going to hear the verdict on what happened to Mr. Lewis. So, here is the doorbell ring footage. Here we go.
Certainly so. The judge even said that this is exceptionally concerning, the facts of this case. Jason Lewis.
Startling new video tonight showing the moment a D.C. government employee shot and killed a teenager in the district. We want to warn you, this video may be hard to watch. Surveillance video from January 7th, 2023 shows Jason Lewis walk outside of his home on Quincy Street in Northeast holding a gun in his hand. The video then shows Lewis aiming the gun. He takes one shot, as you heard there, pauses, and then fires several more times. This evening, Lewis was found guilty of manslaughter for killing 13-year-old Karone Blake. While the jury convicted Jason Lewis of manslaughter, they found him not guilty of second-degree murder. News 4's Paul Wagner was inside the courtroom when that verdict was read.
Good evening. There was no emotion inside the courtroom here at Superior Court when Jason Lewis was told by the foreman of the jury that he was guilty of manslaughter and 5 other charges. Karone Blake's family wasn't here, and Jason Lewis's family wasn't here, and he had no reaction to being told he was guilty. Jason Lewis took the stand in his own defense on Wednesday and told the jury he feared for his life when he opened fire outside his Northeast home in the early morning hours of January 7th of last year. Lewis said as he opened the gate to his patio, he saw a gun pointed at him from the driver's side of a car parked in the alley. He says he saw a flash and heard a bang. He then fired twice more when he says Karone Blake came running toward him. A camera outside the home recorded the 13-year-old saying, I'm sorry, I'm a kid, I'm only 12. But prosecutors told the jury there was no evidence anyone had shot at Lewis that morning. And when questioned by the police, Lewis never said anything about it. In fact, he never asked the police to look for evidence someone had been shooting at him. When asked by prosecutors why he never told the police, Lewis said he was in shock. Video played for the jury shows Lewis did not immediately try to help Blake lying wounded on his front lawn and did not immediately ask for EMS to come to the scene. Police say Blake and 2 others were breaking into cars that morning and had arrived in a stolen car. Prosecutors wanted Jason Lewis locked up immediately, but the judge decided against it, saying that Lewis could remain free as long as he was on GPS monitoring. He will be sentenced on October 25th. Outside D.C. Superior Court, Paul Wagner, News 4.
So y'all know I will be following that story just as well. Don't even worry about it. I got y'all. We will be finding out what the sentencing will be in October. So hopefully, I probably need a helper to remind me, but I'm gonna try my best to remember. And plus, I get all these alerts, so it's definitely gonna come up in my alerts. We do have the mom. Now, the mom, she did this video a year ago. Okay, so the video that I'm finna show y'all is not the video after the verdict. The video was from a year ago. But also, I want to say that the man, Jason Lewis went back in the house and then decided after some time to call 911. Now, the boy was running after him, but they didn't find no tool on him. They did not find a mouse tool on him at all, or in the car when they found the car. But the man said that somebody shot at him. But they also found out that no one shot at him, that he may have heard the crash from the car. Because apparently the other 2 boys took off. They took off. And being that Karone was so far away, I guess they left him. And Karone started running towards John Lewis. It was dark outside. So maybe John O.S. thought that he was coming after him to shoot him. I don't know. But I know Mr. Lewis heard him say that he was 12 years old. I'm sure he heard that statement. Now, would we have started shooting if somebody came running after us? Why is he still free after being convicted of manslaughter? We're still trying to figure that out too. Still trying to figure that one out too, Carmen. Well, this is Karone's mom, and this is what she had to say.
Despite the time of the day it was, despite all of that, children are children. Some of them grow up too fast. Some of them do things that they're not supposed to do. And some of us parents are not aware at all times. What I can say is that Karone came from a good home, and I tried my best with him, you know. But Jason Lewis, he ain't had no right. He had no right. It could have went a whole different way, you know. And it's like, everybody is like, what is he doing out at 4 a.m.? Like, would y'all feel better if it was at 4 p.m.? A crime is a crime. And that's just that. He took my baby, my firstborn. And it's messed up. But I gotta live with that. But I really hope that I get justice for my child. And I hope that this man is convicted to the highest. Justice for Karone.
Amen.
That's my oldest child. I have 3 other children. I have twins, boy and girl. They're 6, and my oldest daughter is 9. Yeah.
And could you tell us how you felt when you read the last words that your son said?
Devastated. I was devastated. That hurt me to the core. I did the funeral. I buried him. So it was like a little relief. Just a little bit. And when I heard that yesterday, broke me.
That's sad. I mean, I feel her. I do. I feel her 100% on everything that she's saying. But at the same fact, we still cannot ignore the fact that that little boy was out at 4 o'clock in the morning instead of being in the bed asleep. He should have been afraid to go out that late at night. He should have been afraid that they could get into a car accident. He should have been afraid to get in a stolen car. He should have been afraid to try to break into somebody's car at 4 o'clock in the morning. Can't nobody see you? And you expect to make it through the night? To make it through the morning? Jason Lewis was wrong. He was wrong. All day long, he was wrong. Like Carmen said, she wouldn't have came out the house with me either. I call 911. But I'm not finna come try to save the day for the neighborhood. Nah. Them folks got a car insurance, I'm sure. If you are the neighborhood watch of your community, 9 times out of 10, everybody got insurance in your community. If you are going to put yourself at risk, everybody got insurance in your neighborhood. Because you ain't finna try to protect nobody that ain't worth nothing. I'm just saying. You should have called the police. But no, you want to try to save the day. Hey, Erica. She said he should have been afraid of the dark as a kid. Exactly, Erica. That's exactly what I just said. He should have been afraid to leave out the house at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm grown, and sometimes I be afraid to leave out the house that late. Just walking to the car, I'm nervous. That don't make sense. All right, y'all. Mama Peach said, hey, everyone. Mama Peach watching late tonight. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, Mama Peach's birthday is about to be off the chain. Off the chain. Her 70th birthday. Baby, we got so much planned. Oh my gosh. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's going to be so nice. So nice and so well worth it. So if y'all can make it, hit me up. I will send y'all the directions of where it is going to be. It is at a private location, so I can't post it. But if you want to show up and show out, then hit me up. All right, there go your advertisement, Mama Peach. You got your advertise, your free advertisement in. Comments are not even for my car. Exactly. Break it, man. You better believe my insurance gonna pay for it. Believe it. This is crazy. So our last story for the night, he shot her daddy. I ain't know no other way to name it. He shot her daddy. Here we go.
You know, to be shot in front of your kids is tragic. It was traumatizing for everyone.
A heartbreaking story out of Pompano Beach tonight after a man was shot and killed in front of his family. And they tell us that the person responsible for his death is his daughter's boyfriend, who is now on the run. NBC6 reporter Lena Salzbeck has more on what happened inside that Pompano Beach home.
Family and friends say that after the shooting, the boyfriend took off and took his girlfriend with him. Now, the family says that it's been an emotional 48 hours as they searched for the 17-year-old that was missing. Now, over the last couple of hours, thankfully, we have learned that she is back home and safe with her family, but they are now looking for justice.
For more than 20 years, Barbara Santiago watched Keith Poole dedicate his life to his 3 kids.
He's really invested into his children.
His oldest daughter is Barbara's goddaughter. So when she heard that Keith had been shot and killed on Monday, she didn't know how to make sense of the devastating news.
It doesn't even seem right or real, you know, talking about him in the past tense. Keith was just the type of person who he would give from his whole heart.
According to the Broward Sheriff's Office, the shooting happened just before 5 o'clock on Monday on Northeast 28th Street. When deputies arrived, they found Keith Poole shot multiple times. Family and friends now say that the person responsible for ending Keith's life is his daughter's boyfriend, who had been living with the family for months.
Keith found out that there was a weapon in the home. He didn't condone it, so he asked to please, to leave his home, that he doesn't tolerate the weapons in his house, and he wanted him to leave. And moments later, he shot and killed him.
Barbara says it happened at his home in front of his 3 kids.
It was traumatizing for everyone.
And that he ran off with her goddaughter, leaving the family worried for her safety.
I couldn't imagine what Jessie was feeling at the time. Fear. She left with a bra, shorts, no shoes, left her phone, and no answer. We have no answers.
Family and friends say the shooting happened after Keith found out the boyfriend was living in his home with a gun, and when he asked him to leave the house, they had an argument which led to the shooting. Right now, the Broward Sheriff's Office would not confirm whether or not they have a suspect or a person of interest at this time. If anybody has any information about the shooting that happened in Pompano, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. For now, reporting in Fort Lauderdale, Lena Salzbank, NBC6 News.
Why y'all so nice? Like, why y'all so nice? Who let that daughter boyfriend live with them? Where is that okay at? Now, true enough, y'all gonna see in the next clip. And that's the next clip is the last clip for the night. But y'all gonna see that this young man lost his parents. He just out there trying to figure out life without his parents. That don't mean let him in your house, knowing that that's your daughter's boyfriend. Like, where's the respect level at? And then you ask him to leave because he got a gun in your house and he turned around and shoot you. First of all, he had to get disrespectful with you first before he even pulled out the gun. No respect. No, I'm not gonna sit here and say, but that was so nice of the daddy. No, I'm not gonna say that. That was a setup for a disaster. That's what that was. Either he was gonna kill him, the daddy was gonna kill the boy, or the boy was gonna kill the daddy, which is what happened, or the girl was gonna end up pregnant. You saw the pictures. Y'all couldn't find no better pictures. One picture with all her boobies hanging out, sitting in a provocative way. The other picture is her in her bathing suit next to her daddy. Y'all couldn't find no more pictures. I mean, if you couldn't find no more, you couldn't find no more. If that was the only pictures in sight that y'all could find, then yes, you had to submit. But if there was another picture somewhere else, y'all should have showed that picture. I'm just saying. But of course, they always want to spin the narrative. You know how the news is. Well, all right, y'all. We are out of here tonight, baby. Y'all went through all these clips with me. Thank y'all for rocking with your girl. The missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Make sure y'all tune in on Wednesday. We will have a family on Wednesday. We will also have the counselor, Miss Charlotte. She will be in the building just as well. Hopefully she will. Hopefully she'll be in the building. But we will be doing the story of Destiny Fitzpatrick. Destiny Fitzpatrick. Her mama named Peaches. And this story was different because she literally, Destiny, she put video cameras. She put cameras in her house. So everything, even stuff that was going on before then that Peaches didn't even know about, you know, as far as domestic violence, all that was on camera. So when I tell y'all you don't want to miss Wednesday show at all whatsoever, you don't want to miss it. And if you know somebody that is in a domestic violence situation and they refuse to leave, suggest to them to put cameras in their house. Encourage them. At least we'll be able to see what occurred. And they will get locked up, whoever did it. All right, y'all. Well, we out of here. I love you guys. I'll see you on Wednesday. Friday, we got a guest. Excuse me. Friday, we got a couples guest. The Tanners. The Tanners is coming to town, baby. So make sure you tune in on Friday just as well. Well, I call it, we double dating, baby. We double dating. So I love you guys. You already know what you gotta do. You gotta listen to my babies. Here they go. Mwah.
PG time.